You're watching Bay Area Rocks, and I'm Bassy Stacy, and I am here with the drummer of Megadeth, Shawn. How are you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. So tell me about the tour. How's it been going so far?
It's been going well. We're doing American Carnage now for about 3 weeks. It's been great. We did Canadian Carnage previous to that, and we've been really busy all year, steady touring and stuff, and it's been a great ride so far. I've been having a good time.
And you guys are doing the whole Rest in Peace album, right?
Yep.
Cool. And no more, are you going to play any in-game?
Well, I mean, the thing about this is we have 70 minutes on stage. We're co-headlining with Slayer, so right off the bat, the set's cut down about 20 minutes, so we're playing one song off the new record called Head Crusher, but, you know, after you play Rest in Peace, it's about 45 minutes into the set already, so we try to pick the hits after that and cram as much music as we can in there, so.
Cool. Have you read Dave's book yet?
Of course.
Right on. Is it a good, read, or did you pick it up, put it back down, or?
I read it in 2 days. I mean, I like, it's funny because I read a lot of those autobiographies, all the musicals. There's been so many out now that I've read, and I really enjoy reading that. But it was different reading days because I'm a part of it, and I know a lot of the inside stories and things that have happened in the past. So it was kind of a bit of a different read, but I enjoyed it. I think it was well put together, and it's a good book.
Awesome. So tell me about over in Europe, the tour over you did in Europe, and do you have any good stories that you remember from this tour over there?
Well, I mean, the Big Four stuff, obviously, it was a great experience. We, 25, 27 years in the making, it finally happened, and it was a great experience. I remember the first show we played was in the Big Four was in Warsaw, Poland, and I swear to God, there was at least 100,000. They said there was 81,000 people there, maybe for I don't know, whatever reason, but I would guess it was a lot more than that. But it was just an endless sea of humanity out there, and it was great. All those shows are great, and we had a good time. So that's definitely the highlight of touring Europe, was playing those shows. But we played a lot of other great festivals too, and it was a very successful trip.
What was your favorite festival that you've played so far in your year, or probably your whole musicianship of playing?
I like the Download Festival in England. I mean, I like a lot of festivals for different reasons. Some of them are put together better than others. A lot of them are structured differently. Like Sweden Rock's a real good one that we played in the past. Bang Your Head Festival in Germany is a real good one as well because everybody gets to share the same main stage. From a smaller band to the headliner, they all get the same shot, which is kind of cool. But I really like Download Festival. I think it's so many great bands on that festival, and it's just. Seeing 70, 80,000 kids there. We've played there 3 times now since I've been in the band, and every time has been such a rush and such a great experience. So I would, off the top of my head, I would have to say that festival.
And you and your brother had a band before this, or are you still playing? And can you tell me a little bit about that band and, if you guys are still doing it or anything like that?
Yeah, the band was called Eidolon. We put out 6 records, and I mean, ultimately that's what got us into Megadeth. That band never sold a lot of records, which is kind of a shame, but that's how it goes. But had it not been for that band, we wouldn't be having this interview today. So I'm really grateful that band was put together and made a lot of good records. But it's just one of those things, it just wasn't in the cards for us to be, a really popular band. But again, it springboarded us, both of us, to get into Megadeth. So I'm eternally grateful for putting that band together with my brother.
Will you ever do a reunion tour with that band, or is it just pretty much?
No. What's the reason? I'd be like taking 20 steps backwards, back into obscurity. So, if I ever did anything with Glenn in the future, it would be, it would, first of all, Megadeth would have to be, said and done and all that stuff. So you never know what the future brings way down the road. But if we ever did anything in the future, it would be something totally new. And to me, there's no sense going into the past that was never successful in the first place. So I don't see any point in that.
So I also read that you play guitar. Did you play guitar first or drums?
Drums, yeah. Glenn and I both can switch and play each other's instruments. Not as well as our main one, but we hold our own pretty good. But I've been playing guitar probably for 25, 26 years, whatever it was. I picked it up after Glenn, just kind of learned off him just by watching him and stuff. But he's certainly better at it than I am. So.
Awesome. What would you tell some young musicians about touring, or how to keep up their health, or to keep their whole stamina of playing almost every night?
Well, if you're young, you certainly have a lot more stamina, and thus you don't have to. You can partake in the road festivities if you wish to do so. The whole drinking and partying stuff. I'm not really much of a part of that. I'm a little, I'm in my mid-40s now, and it's it gets to be more important to try to get a lot of sleep. Sleep. You'd be amazed at how much sleep is important to someone our age. All that matters to us, certainly to me, is playing this, this show, and everything revolves around that. So if you're not taking care of yourself, and the show suffers, that's not cool in my book. So, but when you're young, you can get away with things a little more, I think. And if you want to drink more and hang out and stay out till 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, and get 2 hours sleep every day, more power to you. But it's going to catch up to you one day, So I don't really partake in any of that crap. I'm in bed by midnight and up at 8 a.m. So.
Awesome. And you probably already did the whole rock and roll thing way back when you first started out.
I really never did that much. I didn't. The debauchery level was very low. I mean, I had kids at a really young age, so in the 80s and stuff, when I was playing clubs and all that crap, I had to make a decision: do I want to pursue music full time, or do I want to take care of my family? And obviously, the family comes first, and so I had to put that on the back seat. And that's why, in the 90s, Glenn and I started that Eidolon stuff, because we chose not to be live anymore, but my brother had a studio, and there was nothing stopping us from recording. So we kind of had a plan B with it that didn't involve touring and stuff, but it involved us putting out music. So it's where I kind of beat the system in a way, by getting to where I'm at now, and not having to slug it out in clubs and all that crap. So I got pretty lucky.
Well, congratulations with that, for sure. So what other advice could you give kids that are learning how to play drums? How many hours would they practice a day? And I know you do drum clinics. Do you have any information where someone can get your next drum clinic or anything like that after your touring is done?
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing 2 in November in Florida. I think I'm doing 1 in Tampa and 1 in Orlando. I'm still talking to my drum company and my endorsers about that. As far as giving tips to somebody, I mean, if you're starting out, the way I learned and the way it was back in the day was just play along the records, play along with, the bands that you like, put on a set of headphones and just practice to it. Now you can just, because of the way equipment is now, if you're a guitar player, you can just go in your room and not make a lot of noise and still practice all day long. Drums is a little more difficult because it's such a loud instrument, but my suggestion was, get your iPod out and practice, walk before you can run. You can't come out of the gate playing a million miles an hour. Learn the basic fundamentals and stuff, and slowly work your way up to attaining the goals you want to attain. It depends what you want to do or what kind of band you're in. If you want to play in a basic rock band, it's not that hard to get down that kind of style of drumming. But if you want to play stuff like Cannibal Corpse, which is a million miles an hour, and that stuff's real hard to play, so that takes a lot more practice and discipline. So it all depends what your goal